of like when she speaks about the crime rates, I think the reason why I've noticed that it's gone up is because there's more people that we know.
Yeah, more people don't really want to talk about it, but they're trying to like push it under so nobody ever knows about it. But since we're talking about it, it can be known.
The problem is that nobody says anything to you guys on how you feel. Not even in the school. When there's a shooting in the school and it affects the school, I don't need any more followers right now. I need some leaders. I need some people who believe in what the word says.
Hello, my name is Raven, and I would like to welcome you to the very first podcast of Guided Grace Family Youth Services. Let me talk. We're not just here to talk about our voice and ourselves, we're here to navigate change in the state and the community.
Hi, my name is Park Liggins, and before we get started, let me first begin by mentioning that this podcast series is made possible with grant funds secured through the Michigan Department of Education in partnership with My Leap in MASP. Guided Grace Family and Youth Services is an organization that was founded by visionary Sylvester and Nicole Liggins, who knew we needed a different approach for therapy and treatment services for youth and families. So in 2020, during the pandemic, they opened Guided Grace Family and Youth Services.
Some of the things we do here in this program is to prepare you for the future. There's a camp for K through 12 and a life skills program for the 9 through 12 grades. The things in the camps and the life skills are things that we will cover throughout this podcast, throughout episodes.
Each episode, we will have opportunities for those who are struggling with mental health challenges to email us anonymously, and we will try our best for support and get the answers you need.
Now for today's episode, we'll be having Saginaw's Mayor, Miss Brendan F. Moore, in the building today. So hopefully we can ask her a couple questions and about the state of our community and express our concerns and about the need and continued funding programs just like this supporting program.
All right, being right back on the beat.
Yeah.
Being right back on the beat.
Yeah.
I got me PL3. Yeah. PL3 on the beat.
Yeah.
When she behind the 3, it was all green.
So, as being part of the Saginaw community, we experience a lot of violence due to guns, drugs, all of that. And so, tell me what you guys think, how we can solve that, and how we can help better the community.
That's a good question.
I think it starts with us. I think it starts who we hang around, how we involve ourselves. I think it starts with us as being a person.
Yeah, definitely what you associate yourself with, because you associate yourself with the bad, you're going to be tangled up in that somehow, some way, no matter what. So you put yourself in the good situations and the good surroundings. But I mean, at the same time, some places can just be wrong place, wrong time. Like you could be at a party not trying to be in no type of bad situation and still end up being the one being shot, or still end up being the one getting arrested that night, even though you meant no harm. So I mean, it all depends on your situation, what you do.
Yeah, I feel you. Like, you gotta watch who you hang around and like who you talk to.
And I think parents play a big part in it too. I think who you grow up looking at and who you grow up seeing, like if your parents say, hey, this is wrong, I think you adapt to that. I don't think it's just always the kid's fault.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I think all of us kind of experienced that when, I don't know if you guys know, but Kavion passed away. And I think we all have a perspective on what kind of happened and how we reacted to that, and other students and friends and family. So tell me what you guys think about that.
It was sad. It's unfortunate. Very sad.
Yeah, I'm a little older, so I don't know Kavion. But I know you guys know Kavion real well.
And so since there's a lot of gun violence in Saginaw, tell me what you guys think and how we can just get the situation out and use our voices as, young teens, and how we can help better the community in these situations like this.
I think first we gotta think of guns as not a positive. I think people think guns are like showing them off, or like, let me have this in this music video, or let me have this gun in this car and stuff like that. But we gotta think of guns as a negative first before we do anything.
And I think people don't realize how something so small can blow up to something so big so fast.
Yeah.
And can I ask a question for you, Miss Mayor Brenda Moore? What initiatives are being taken to reduce crime in our city?
Right now, we're looking at getting things together as it relates to the youth. We have a group called Help, Healing, wait, Engagement, Love, that's it, and Presence. We have a group that we're doing now. We have 48 young people, young men, that's in our group right now. And we're starting with a small group, growing to a big group. You're so right. I've listened to you all talk about the things and how it affects you. The problem is that nobody says anything to you guys on how you feel. Not even in the schools. When there's a shooting in the school and it affects the school should have, like Mr. Liggins, come into the school and deprogram. The problem is that we all have to play a part. You're right. It's not just you guys, it's the parents. We've got to stop turning the other cheek, and we've got to deal with reality. Saginaw is not the only city that is dealing with violence right now, and we're not going to be the last, but we can get Saginaw under control if we just say no. Put down the guns.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to guns being normalized. Not well, especially our community. I think when we talk about popularity with guns, I think every Saginaw rapper we know of got a gun in the video, or they got some type of something in the car and they just look crazy. But that's how normalized it is, because we don't see it as like something crazy anymore. So I think once we stop normalizing it being like a cool thing, or like, oh, I have a gun, like I'm cool. Like I think once we stop doing that, that's when the popularity start going down, and they stop bringing them to the parties and stop bringing them to gatherings that don't need to involve them at all.
Yeah, and I just think, sorry, were you?
No, you're okay.
Okay. Yeah, and I just think it's not even just guns, it's drugs too. You know, we see like a lot of vapes, you know, we see, you know, just a lot of cigarettes, and I think it's affecting our community. And I think I see it a lot more than normal. I've been seeing it way more than ever now. And I think that's just been affecting our community and where we live at.
I feel like that too, because like a lot of young people are having babies and they're like smoking,
Fetal
drinking,
alcohol
maybe.
syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the kids
Crazy.
grow up and they're seeing their mothers or their fathers doing this, and they're
Mhm.
just that's the only thing they really know when you're growing up.
Right.
So be like, oh, it's okay while they grow up and have all these problems.
And I feel like it's an emotional part too. Some people don't know how to handle their emotions. That's why people like Sylvester Liggins is here and trying to teach us the way we can handle emotions.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like it goes back to, I don't think people think about it, like how many underage people have the vapes and the nicotine and the stuff, but it goes back to where they're buying it from. I think the places in Saginaw,
Dispensary.
they
do a
know
good
they're
job.
underage. They know they're coming in at 17, 16 and still letting them buy. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been with some friends and they've been in the car and like they'll be like, oh, I know he'll sell to me because like he knows, like like having them connections and stuff. But I think once you go to the actual stores and say, oh, there will be consequences if you're selling to people under 21, that's where it starts too. Because I mean, if the places let you buy it, of course they're gonna buy it. Duh. I mean,
Yeah.
but if they don't let you buy it, then it doesn't get in your hands. So I think that's a big part too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very overlooked.
Yeah, very much.
overlooked. But then the person that's selling it, they all they care about is the money that's coming in. They don't care about how the other person, it can affect the teenager, how it can affect the family.
And that's another thing about it. I think the money has kind of hypnotized people over the years, because I think they don't care about the outcome. Like, people die over drugs. Multiple people die over drugs. And I think people just don't care about that kind of stuff anymore. They just care about getting the money and, you know, having fun. They don't really look at the other side to it. So I think that's really big.
Yes.
I feel like the money is changing too, because like nobody really has like dollar bills anymore or
Yeah.
like change no more. They just
So
have
Cash
like
App you five,
Cash
it's
App,
1.5.
Cash
When you
App,
get credit card,
Why are you Cash App
yeah,
for bags? That
yeah,
is
the
so ghetto.
Apple
Oh my,
Pay,
that is
yeah,
so ghetto.
yeah. And speaking of that, I think
Yes.
scamming
yeah,
is
Yes,
big.
they're
Yeah.
scamming really hard out here.
Yeah,
They are.
and so I think this
They
world
scamming
is
hard.
definitely changing
They need to get
because
under
It
control
really
for real.
a couple years ago this was not happening.
Not
Uh,
happening.
I didn't know what a Cash App was.
me either. I didn't even know how to work it.
But I definitely think when I was in middle school, because I know I'm like 2 years old, and you're a little bit older than me. But when I was in middle school, I mean, seeing the vape was like, oh my god, like she has it or he has it. But like now it's like
It's so
I'm
normal.
walking to the bathroom. I don't want to use it no more.
Right.
I don't want to use it.
Blueberry blowing in my face.
Like they
no.
passing it to each other and
Like,
everything.
Yeah.
And first of all, that's how COVID happened because y'all was sharing the vape and y'all was doing all that, and now we can't go to school for 2 months.
Right.
That's exactly how that happened.
It did.
I'm never forgetting for that.
But I think it is a very serious topic that we talk about. I think
Yeah.
I think we can find ways to better, and I think the mayor is taking a big initiative to help that. And I think as teens, we should support her decision and initiatives.
And see how we can help as teens ourselves
Yes.
because it can't just be all on the mayor, all on the associates.
Yeah, I'm willing to help because like she can't do it by herself. You know, she gotta have like
Cannot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really just setting by example too. I mean, I think a lot of people say, "Oh, I smoke because all my friends do it," or "I was drinking because I was
Yeah.
partying. Everybody else was taking a
Right.
shot, so I'm gonna take a shot." Like
Yes.
you really don't gotta do that. I mean,
I think it's peer pressure too.
yeah,
And
peer
peer
pressure.
pressure is a big thing in our
Yes, it's
community,
huge
and a lot of people don't know how to say no. How to say no? I don't like this because they feel as if, oh, I'm not gonna be cool anymore. Or, oh,
Exactly.
I'm not gonna have no more friends. And I think it's a big part in ourselves that we have to realize we have to have the self respect that we know. We have to have the self worth to say I'm better than this. And
Mhm.
a lot of kids don't.
Yeah,
Are you willing to speak up too? Like, are you
Yes.
gonna go to like
Right.
an adult or
Yeah.
yeah. Because I'm not gonna lie, being a high schooler and speaking up against someone like that, it can be very hard because like you don't want to be seen as like the Debbie Downer, like
Right.
oh
Snitch.
guys, don't smoke.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be seen as that
Right.
person because it's
That
like
person.
no, you
Yeah.
don't want to be seen as that. So at the same time, like you don't want to be the person that's smoking, but at the same time, you don't want to be the person policing because
Exactly.
I'm not
Yes.
12. I'm not the police. So I'm not gonna tell them, hey, don't smoke, hey, don't drink. What you do is what you do at the end of the day. So you can be the person to be like, hey, don't do that, but you also can just step back and just be in your own lane.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
But I heard from a girl got beat up because she said no, she didn't want to.
Yeah.
Oh, the bathroom.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff is bad. Especially when you're already in the group that smokes and drinks, so to be able to lead that is even
Yeah,
harder
it's harder.
because you have already been doing this for so long, but you know you want to do better and you know you want to be on a better path. So
Yep.
being able to leave it is even like more of a challenge. So that's why you gotta have more self strength and supporters of
Yep.
people to make sure.
Yeah, that's why I think it circles back to ourselves. Like we have to
Yeah.
say, this is
We
not
do.
good for me. This is not okay.
Yeah, it
No
is.
matter
agree.
what the other view of the world sees.
Yeah, I agree.
And that leads me to my next question, Miss Mayor Brenda. How has the crime rates changed over the past few years?
Crime rate has went up. A lot of it has to do with some of the responses that you young people gave. Low self-esteem, emotional, mental, physical abuse. When we talk in terms of how numbers are now, they're higher now than they were 10 years ago. Why now? Because you're right, everything is too readily available. You can go to the gas station, you can go to the neighborhood store, and you're right. But when we talk about the marijuana facilities, I'm not glorifying them, but they don't let you in if you're not 18. Okay? But when I came up and I was your age, it was easy. Catch somebody going in, give them an extra dollar, and they'll get yours and theirs. So when we talk about the community, what needs to happen is we as a community need to stand together. If we know a store is doing it, boycott them. Boycott them. Just say, okay, until you get it together, we can't do this. Neighborhood stores don't want to lose business. And so telling your friends or having your friends decide to flip, nobody wants to be a snitch. You don't have to be a snitch. There are numbers that you can call and people you can tell. You don't even have to be involved. And y'all know how to change your voice on the phone talking to people. So there's ways that we all can do this together. You're so right, Raven. I can't do it by myself. Park, you're right. I can't. But with the help of you young people telling us what you want to see, if we can, I already know I'm not going to reach everybody. And I know it. But if I can just say 2 or 3, that counts. The more we save, crime is going down.
Yeah, I definitely agree with it being more accessible because, well, going back to when I was in middle school, you couldn't be an 8th grader and go into somewhere and get a vape or get something that involved nicotine or any addictive drug. But now, like I said, you can go into any type of corner store, anything. I guarantee if one of 4 of us were to go into a corner store and ask for a vape, they would just give it to us. No ID,
As long
no
as we
type of
have the
check.
money,
As long as we have
the
that
money.
$8 to get that vape, they'll be able to give it to us. So I definitely agree with the boycott and just not going to those stores, period. Just
Yep.
knowing that they're doing something that's wrong. So I think with them just wanting the money, it becomes a more of a money grab than just like a I'm not gonna sell to her because she's 15 or she 15 but got the $8, so I'm gonna just let it slide. Or I mean, yeah, that's
And I
just
think the mayor is right. One person can make a big impact. It doesn't have to be a group of people. One person can make a change. I think that is true.
And that's why I'm happy we're doing this because I think we will make the change.
Yes.
yeah, for sure. So I have the last question for you, Mayor. So how do you want the youth to be involved more with helping the crime rate and helping things around that sort in Saginaw?
Everybody has to find where they fit in. Speak up. Speak up. If you're having problems within yourself, you're not going to speak up. However, there's somebody you can talk to. God and Grace is out here. There's probably a lot more help. The group help is out here. There are people who want to help. But you guys got to tell us what you want us to do. All I ever hear y'all say is they don't want to listen. When I give a platform to you to talk, you don't want to talk. This is the start of something good. Anything good starts small. So this podcast that you girls, you young ladies and young gentlemen are going to put together, it is going to make a difference.
Yeah.
Because everybody likes a winner. Nobody likes a loser. And it will seem like when your ratings start to click, and you get to a million likes, how many people you think I want to come over here and get on the podcast? So it's really all about you guys telling your stories. You got stories. How I said no. How I learned how to listen to my parents. How I learned how to be obedient in school. How I fell down, but I got back up. You gotta tell your story. If you tell your story, I guarantee you, it's gonna hit somebody. Because my story that I tell, it hits everybody in the room. Why? Because it's coming from the heart. But again, you gotta learn how to love yourself first. Once you for, and I'm sure you guys do, we gotta teach others how to love themselves.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Self-esteem is a big thing.
And like speaking of like when she speaks about the crime rates, I think the reason why I've noticed that it's gone up is because there's more people that we know
Yeah.
passing away and stuff. Like I think when the crime rate, I don't know, 5 or so years ago, it was no one in our classroom dying. It was nobody that we knew personally. So we was thinking of it like, oh, okay, it's another person that's died. But I mean, y'all classmates died. My first classmate that ever died, her name was Erin. She died in a drive-by. I mean, I had a friend named Maisie died in a driveway. Like, it's like crazy things. Like, I've had conversations with these people. I've been at the basketball games with these people. I've actually been in social gatherings, knowing these people, and the next day they're passed. Like, it's actually very mind-boggling. So I think that's the only reason we know like things are getting bad because it's people we know now. It's not just the adults that I mean we don't really think nothing of is people that we know personally.
Yeah, then that really gets the emotion side of us, and not even just us, the
Mhm.
community, how it affects the Black community,
Yeah.
especially.
And I noticed that more people don't really want to talk about it,
Yeah.
but they're trying to like push it under so nobody ever knows about it. But since we're talking about it, it can be known.
Yeah, it could
Yes.
definitely be known because I mean, when y'all what's his name again? I'm sorry.
Kavion.
Kavion. When Kavion passed, I forgot I even went to school with him. Like because he went to Heritage. I forgot even I went to school with him. But knowing that someone passed that was younger than me, like
Yeah.
he lived less years than I did, like that's actually like insane to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it also that goes back to being right on the right crowd. I think 80% of the people that we know that's passed, they wasn't really in the best situations when it comes to friend groups or when it comes to people they was hanging around with or
even the
like,
parents. I think
yeah,
that's
or
not a
even the
big talk
parents.
about. I
So
think people shy away from that. If your parent is not on you, if your parent is not saying, "Hey, this is not right. Like
yeah,
you don't do this, you don't do that." I think that's a big thing with my mom. Like my mom's
yeah,
very adamant on this is what's wrong, this is what's right, and I think that's a big thing
yeah.
for kids
And
my
your role
age.
model in your life is
A role
definitely a
model.
person that
Definitely.
can really
Yes.
put you on the right path.
I
Definitely.
feel that, but are you going to listen, you know?
It
Yeah.
is
Because
about
some kids
yourself.
don't
I mean,
listen.
your parent can be in your ear doing all this, but if
Yeah.
you're not gonna do right, and
Right.
probably their parents was in their ear. We don't know that.
Yeah,
We don't know
don't.
if their parents was telling them come home at a certain time, do this, do that, but they
Yeah.
just wasn't listening themselves.
Listening.
Too. So you gotta take the help that's offered at some point.
Just open your eyes and just see, like,
Yeah, and sometimes it gets to the point where it's too late. You too deep
Yeah,
into
it's
something,
too-
or you got all this and that. But I mean, at the same time, you gotta listen and do right.
you're going to be wishing, like, dang, I should just listen to my mom.
Yeah.
My mom was
Once
trying
you
to
in
tell
that
me.
once you in that jail cell,
Yeah,
it's like you
it's over.
Should have listened.
Exactly.
yes, that's
Don't
bad.
wait until it's too late. Make a change.
Don't wait until
now.
someone gotta bail you out to be
Yeah.
doing right.
And I'm glad we're doing this because now other people can know also of what
Yeah.
we're talking about.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
That's very important.
I got a question for Miss Nicole Liggins.
Miss Liggins, why are you doing this group?
Yeah.
I would like to know
What made you actually like want the podcast? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a really good question, Didi. I like
Thank
that.
you,
I like
thank
that.
you.
Yes, yes, Didi.
I appreciate you asking that. It's a very intelligent question. I thank you for that question. No, seriously, because you know, as young people, I don't think you get a chance to have your voice heard as much as you should. And what I just heard was so impressive. And look, I'm over in the corner about to cry because I'm so impressed by what I hear. And I see that you all are opening up and just really being your true, authentic self. And I can talk all day. I mean, she's been in meetings with me. They know. Everybody in this room knows that. But it's time for me to sit down and listen, right? It's time for some of us adults to listen to you. And I can't listen if I don't hear you. So it's time for me to listen. And so I wanted to provide you with a platform for not only for me to listen, but for the rest of the people who I know and other people hopefully to listen to you as well.
I really how you just said that because I used to tell my mom, like, Mom, you just don't listen to me when I tell you, like, no, that is a bad thing. Like, but no, wait, just let me finish. Just let me finish. Like, because I was going through a lot. Like, I was seeing a lot. I'm not that much older than you guys, but I'm older than you guys. So, like,
Yeah, I get it. I
I see
understand.
what's going on. It's like, I can't even help it. I don't know what to do. I'm shy and everything. I'm like, Ma, I'm seeing this. Like, I just lost my brother to gun violence
Yeah.
a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, Mom, we could have prevented this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted to help. I wanted to say something. I just wanted to help him, you know. And now that like I feel like I can have a voice because of this podcast.
Yeah.
And like help somebody, save somebody's life.
Okay, I got a question for y'all. What was y'all like first time ever seeing something involving like drugs or gun violence like in school? Like what was y'all first time like seeing?
I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
I think I was too.
I was in 6th grade, and it's just the bathroom, really, for me.
I think that was mine too.
Yeah.
We was kind of in the same environment.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of led to
I
the
think it
same
was
thing.
White Pine. No offense to White Pine.
No
Shout out,
offense,
you
no
raised
offense.
us, but I think it was White Pine.
Yeah, I think my first time, well, I know my first time because my freshman year, it was 2020, so it was COVID. So I didn't go to Heritage my freshman year. I was on the line. But my first day back sophomore year, it was 2021, and I was walking through the hallway, and I walked to the girl. This is such a true story, y'all. Like, this sound crazy, y'all, but I swear to God, this happened. I walked into the bathroom, and mind you, my first day here is walked to the bathroom. This girl was on the hair dryer.
Oh no. No, I know what you're gonna say.
You know what was on that hair dryer? It was a line of drugs on that hair dryer.
Yeah.
And she did it and walked out the bathroom.
Oh.
And I walked back out and didn't use the bathroom. I swear to God, all my life that happened.
Yeah,
My
that would be a
first-
turn off for me.
My literal first day of Heritage, I had to be 15, I think.
Yeah.
So, like, ever since then, I feel like that's how normalized drugs is. Like, people see the stuff and don't even say nothing because, I mean, oh, she's doing this, she's doing that, he's smoking this, he got a gun here. Like, it's nothing is, like, crazy to people no more. Like, people are so desensitized to things, like, it's not crazy no more. And I think it's them Saginaw rappers.
It has to be.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so serious. I think it's them Saginaw rappers, yo. They need to stop it. They need to stop rapping.
Can I say one thing?
Open that book up.
Online school was absolutely crazy.
Online
school was ballistic.
I learned
And I think-
Truly ballistic.
And I'm seeing like people from the suburbs wearing ski masks. Like, who
What?
do you think you are?
Do you want to be from
Like,
why are
it's
you faking this?
crazy.
Why
It's
are you
crazy.
faking it? Oh God, I hate that. I hate that.
No
bro.
way.
You live next door to me.
Right.
You came over for dinner last week.
Yeah.
You came over for dinner.
You live next door to me and you wearing a ski. All right.
We don't want no part.
I'm calling your mom.
Like talking about, like I'm talking about, like they're wearing all black,
All
like,
black.
yeah,
Sewing up signs. They don't know.
what,
Like,
what's
yeah.
wearing pink yesterday?
I hate it.
Like I seen them before all of that. Before they used to wear all of that.
Comparing basketball teams. What are you doing right now?
Exactly.
I hate that
You
stuff.
had so much going for yourself.
Right.
Let it off out.
Remember yesterday? Why are you over their music video right now? Bro,
This is not
no way.
you.
I hate the music videos. They be right on this corner over here. Oh my God! I hate that so much. I hate that for them. I hope they get better.
I hope they heal.
I hope they
Yeah.
heal. I hope they
Personally,
really
I
get
hope
better.
they heal.
I
I'll
can't
just
do
pray
it.
for you.
Passing around the money on prom day, everybody got money. And then they give it back to the owner. That owner. Okay,
Right.
Oh, we were just talking. We still recording.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we are still recording.
Do anybody have questions for us?
Yes. Does any questions?
Okay. Yeah.
As a retired educator, school, I now work with the after school program. I Mrs. Folks. You're talking about your friends and your parents. Any of you go to church?
Yes.
If there was a way that you could bring someone with you and you're going through these things and introduce them to God, could you do that?
You it can happen if they're willing to.
Yeah, I just asked, could you do that?
Yeah.
So in your faith, does God lead your life?
Does he what?
Lead your life.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So just like we're talking about the mental health, and we're talking about the gun violence and the drugs, there is a way that if I don't trust my mom, I don't trust my dad. Nobody gotta know what you told him. It's called prayer.
Yes.
And when you deliver your prayer, and you believe in what you have just prayed for, and you wait on it, and you see nothing happen right away, that's when we can go to the other people, the therapists, the teachers, the mothers, the fathers, and let them, I prayed about this. And if I prayed about this, and I'm telling you that I prayed about this, we all going to agree that this going to happen. So don't leave God out. That's all I want to tell you. I just went the wrong way around.
I think religion is different for everybody, but I think that one thing you can't agree on is that you can lean on him. No matter who your head is, you definitely
No matter who
no matter
your
who your higher up is, you definitely can lean on them for whatever you need.
Yep.
That's
You're not coming when you want them.
just
And
keep
Keep
on praying.
because
You have a question, Mayor?
are we closing it out?
The mayor had a question, I have a comment.
Okay.
I challenge you guys. I challenge you to step up and be leaders. I don't need any more followers right now. I need some leaders. I need some people who believe in what the word says I am my brother's keeper. And in order for us to get to the next level, nothing changes with me. Y'all know my slogan. It's a new season. It's a new day. Fresh anointing is coming our way. The spirit of power and prosperity. It's a new season. And we're walking into it right now. So you guys, I'm truly, truly impressed. I'm going to take it back. I'm going to make sure I get people to begin to watch the podcast and just watch how you grow. Y'all get self out the way and put God first. I'm telling you, the Bible says I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Don't speak it unless you believe it. If you believe it, you shall receive it. Speak it into existence as though it was so. I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to get a friend. I'm going to stop some of the violence that's in my circle. You got 2 other young people in the audience who have not said anything. However, they may be feeling like y'all. When I pull one up, I'm pulling up some more. And the more I pull up, the more seeds I'm planting. And if I can keep planting seeds, so can y'all. That's all I wanted to say.
I got it. Yours truly, the hardest working man in Saginaw. In Saginaw, the hardest working mayor. In Michigan, the hardest working mayor in the United States of America. She just met Joe Biden.
So did you Mr. Swag?
So, yeah, anybody else have any comments?
I asked
Mr. Swag on the podcast.
what did y'all want to do, right? Because we might want her to come back and be on the podcast. It's okay if she wants to. She knows what she's going to come back into.
Who are you?
Say your name and what you do.
My name is Erin Crawford. I go to the Saginaw Arts and Science Academy, and I'm a basketball. I also have a business which is called Cash Money. I sell clothes, and I started like 3 years ago. And I design everything myself.
And also we have over here.
Let's get introduced. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Keontae Jackson, and I go to Heritage. That's really it.
All right.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all
Thank
for
you for
coming.
tuning
Signing
in.
out.
We're gonna sign out. I hope you come to our next episode.
And that's a great way to end episode 1 of God of Grace Family and Youth Services Teen Talk. Peace.
Peace.